Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing morning. Dr. Bob Rakowski here out of Houston, Texas. April 6th of 2020. You know, with all the talk going around, you might think that this SARS-CoV-2 is the most deadly virus in the absolute history of the planet. But you notice I kind of put not such a menacing looking Grim Reaper on that cover slide, because here's where it stacks up. This is out of Statista, which anybody can access this data. And if we just look in the last 50 years, not only is it not the most deadly, it's basically the second most mild. Can we use that term, mild? H1N1 was kind of a pandemic. It was kind of ridiculous, kind of overblown. SARS, you know, not as badly overblown, but look at this. SARS, at least 4x, maybe 5x as deadly as this one. MERS, much worse. Bird flu, much worse. Ebola, much worse. All these other viruses, much worse. But yet we didn't hear about them in terms of deadliness. So what is going on out there? I want you to ask some serious questions of yourself and others, and let's not play into science fiction. Let's not get into the conspiracy. I think we just got stupidity running rampant. You know, Einstein said this. He says, two things in our lifetime are infinite: the universe and man's stupidity. And I'm not quite sure that the universe is infinite. So update, 1.3, nearly 1.3 million infections worldwide, 70,000 deaths. Definitely significant, no doubt about that. Then we look at the world graph and we can see that we had almost 40,000 cases less than yesterday. That's awesome. Am I sure that the world has peaked out yet? No, but I think we're getting close. I think we're getting real close. You've seen the graphs. If we can slow the infection rate, then we can basically release the burden on the medical system. Medical system is getting a lot of action to capacity. I know people in that system, and they're very concerned because so many people are rushing to the hospital. Now let's look at the actual cases. So we look at the USA, nearly 9,000 cases less than yesterday. That's awesome. Do I think we peaked and we're on the decline? No, the math says we still have more time to peak. Why is the US so big? Predominantly the population density of New York City. New York City got hit hard, so let's pray for our family and friends and heroes in New York City. Italy has been on the way down for a while now. Thank God again for that. I know they were really struggling. UK still appears to be on the rise, so caution appears to be good there. Spain appears to be on the decline. So what's the biggest problem here? Is it the virus, or is it that we are so unhealthy? I listened to a geneticist talk yesterday, and the virus has a little genetic difference. But what's going on is epigenetics in humans, that above the genes, the poor lifestyle choices that make us much less healthy than we should be, much more vulnerable to the virus, much more vulnerable to what they call the inflammatory storm or the cytokine storm. Why? Because we've created a diet that's pro-inflammatory. We have habits that create inflammation. We are not eating as well as we should, drinking, thinking, moving, sleeping, pooping, or talking as well as we should. Those are all under our control. So we'll go back to Plato. He says, good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. So let's start a healthy trend. Let's start making the world better with every choice that we make. Because remember, this is not the worst pandemic of history. Heck, it's not even the worst pandemic of the 21st century. Come on now, let's put this in perspective, but do our part to be happy, healthy, and all that other great stuff. So I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, absolutely knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful.